Hello again, gamers. I've got another for you today, published by Sometimes You. This one we're playing on the Switch is developed by Lapovich, and for those of you that can read video titles, this is State of Anarchy, Master of Mayhem. Now, Master of Mayhem is a vastly expanded remake of the original State of Anarchy game, with tons of new features and content. So from the blurb, as usual, you were an ordinary citizen in a small town, now it's on fire. Rioters are storming the houses, aliens rampage in the sky, run as fast as you can, shoot anything that moves, do not release the gas pedal. Anarchy has never been so much fun. And that just put me in mind of the war has never been so much fun from Cannon Fodder. So according to this, the game features intense run and gun action, hilarious doodle graphics and mouth-made sound effects, 50 plus weapons with a new gun on every level, 80 plus types of enemies and bosses. You get to drive 3 cars and 6 spaceships, obtain new talents and weapon upgrades, beat 48 stages, and enjoy awesome rock music. So what say we get in on this and take a look? So after that nice little animated intro, which for what I experienced of the game was about the only animation you got between levels, you're thrown straight in. Now this being a standard top-down shooter, it's left stick to move because we're playing on the Switch, and right stick to aim and shoot, and apparently you can also shove cars around. Took me a second to figure out what the controls were for the car. Turns out it is ZR to go forward and ZL to reverse or brake. And as you can see, you can shoot while you're driving around and run over some pedestrians. So once you have your car and you follow the red guide arrow, you get to your first bank. Once you're in there, you've got a smaller version of the overworld. So you've got, obviously, enemies dotted about shooting at you that seem to have some sort of continuous respawn. Following the red arrow further, you'll find a little boss character, and then when you kill them off, you get yourself your first new weapon. And following on from the defeat of the boss character, it also gives you the option to unlock new talents for your character, so you get some extra little special abilities. You can also use the cash that you've picked up throughout the game to upgrade your weapons. So you've got enhanced damage and rate of fire and range. Then you can grab your new weapon and head out back into the overworld to have some more fun. After you've headed to your next bank and got your second weapon upgrade, that's kind of where the sci-fi starts to kick in, because when you leave the bank you end up in a new little mission objective: chasing the UFO. Once you've successfully shot that down, then you're charged with killing the occupant. And after that, you need to go and take out another bank to get another upgrade. But this time, things are a little different when you leave the bank. Then you go shooting your way around an alien planet, defeat yourself a boss alien, of course earning a new weapon in the process. Then you steal one of their spaceships, and use that to blast your way home. From that point onwards, the game gets basically a bit repetitive because it's rinse and repeat. You fight your way to a bank, you go in, you defeat a boss character and get a new weapon. After a couple of banks, you end up in space, and yada yada yada. But every time you come back to Earth, the riot and the anarchy is more pronounced. There's more enemy types coming after you. And I'll be honest, I was having quite a bit of fun, except for two small details. The first one, and really nitpicking here, is powerful then primary on this loading screen. I couldn't help myself, that gave me a bit of a niggle. Secondly, even though not really the game's fault, after an hour of gameplay, this happened. Also, weirdly enough, after that happened, when I reloaded the game and went back in, it had changed what weapons I'd got. At this point, my special weapon, rather than being that rapid fire explosive bullets, was a sticky cannon that left green marks on the map, a bit like those red splotches. So if enemies walked into them, it injured them and killed them. I was kind of glad of it actually, because the explosive pistol was a little bit more useful, particularly for this level. Anyway, overall, the game was a good laugh. I quite enjoyed it. It's the simple art style was nice, although the all-white backgrounds did start to hurt my eyes eventually, but I think that's because I'm sat less than a metre away from a 32-inch TV. I think that's more my fault than the game. I like the fact that, as I said in the intro, majority of the sound effects are mouth noises, so literally when guns go pew, it's literally someone just going pew. That weirdly didn't seem to wear off when it came to novelty value for me. It's fun, but I imagine it's going to get into serious bullet hell territory towards later levels, and that's not the kind of game I go for. It's a bit of a slow burner up to that point, so people who played things like Ikaruga won't be expecting much of a challenge to begin with. But it's up to you if you think this kind of game's for you. Overall, I enjoyed it. Thanks again for tuning in, gamers, and thanks again to Sometimes You for providing me with a review copy of the game. Anybody that's already played it, give me your thoughts down there in the comments, you know where to find them. And I'll catch you all next time.